Good morning, girls. Welcome back for the online session of English language. In the last lecture, if you remember, I discussed a poem. That poem is written by Kamala Das, and the title of the poem is My Grandmother's House. Okay, girls, before I go further about the poem, let me tell you something related to your course. I think before 2 to 3 months, when we started our online teaching, in the very first lecture I told you about the syllabus. Why I am making the clarification? Because now almost we are on the edge of completion of our syllabus. આપણે આપણો કોર્સ ઓલમોસ્ટ પૂરો કરવા જઈ રહ્યા છીએ. એટલે આ પોમ પછી એક હજુ ચેપ્ટર, that chapter is about Ratan Tata, એ બાકી છે. Other than that, nothing is remaining in our course. The book which you are having, જે લોકો પાસે બુક આવી ગઈ છે, પ્રિલ્યુડ, the text, એ ટેક્સ્ટમાંથી આપણે ચેપ્ટર્સ કયા કરવાના છે? We have to follow first 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 7th. That is there in the semester 3. ટેક્સ્ટમાંથી તમારે અત્યારે 1, 2, 3, 4 and 7th, that is the poem કે પોયમ તમે કહો છો એ રીતે, એટલા જ, એટલે કે ટોટલ 5 ટોપિક્સ તમારે કરવાના છે. નાવ કમિંગ ઓન ટુ ધ ગ્રામર સેક્શન, કે જેમાં તમારે 4 ટોપિક્સ છે, રાઈટ? એન્ડ દેટ ટોપિક્સ આર ડિવાઇડેડ ઇન્ટુ 40 માર્ક્સ, 40 plus 30 text part. That much only you have to study, right? Grammar topics are already done. એમાં આપણે કયા કયા ટોપિક્સ કર્યા હતા? Like direct indirect speech, prepositions, then we discussed about the dialogue writing, and last but not the least, prefixes and suffixes. Okay, now as far as these topics are concerned, I think I have given the clear picture regarding the topic and related to the explanation or the topic explanation, that is already done. આપણે બધી જ વાતો એમાં કરેલી છે. For grammar topics you need to revise the videos, isn't it? And for the practice you can do what? There are many online examples are there. You can follow from that also. And whatever topic, if you want to add practice about that, જો તમારે વધારે પ્રેક્ટિસ એની કરવી હોય તો કોઈ પણ ગ્રામર બુકમાંથી તમે પ્રેક્ટિસ કરી શકશો. In which if you feel difficulty, then you can ask me, તો પૂછી શકો છો, right? Now coming back to the poem. This poem is about Kamala Das's grandmother's house. The title is My Grandmother's House. Let us read the poem once again. There is a house now far away where once I received love. That woman died. The house withdrew into silence. Snakes moved among books. I was then too young to read, and my blood turned cold like the moon. How often I think of going there to peer through blind eyes of windows, or just listen to the frozen air, or in wild despair pick an armful of darkness to bring it here to lie behind my bedroom door like a brooding dog. You cannot believe, darling, can you, that I lived in such a house and was proud and loved I who have lost my way and beg now at strangers' doors to receive love, at least in small change. Some of the things I am making the repetition because it will revise you, it will give you the revision about the things which we have already discussed. About Kamala Das, let's revise quickly. The poem My Grandmother's House first appeared in Kamala Das' first anthology of verse titled Summertime in Calcutta, 1965. It is also an autobiographical poem in which the poet's longing for her parental house in Malabar is movingly described. So I repeat, it is a kind of a poem which is describing, which is narrating poet's longing. એટલે કે એની તડપ એને યાદ આવે છે એના પેરેન્ટલ હાઉસ એટલે કે સ્પેશિયલી દાદીમાના ઘર ને એ યાદ કરે છે. And parental house that is there in Malabar, and whatever she has described, that is about the grandmother's house. She is reminded of the ancestral house where she has received immense love and affection from her grandmother. It is the house where she has got a lot of love. She received immense affection, and her grandmother, she has finally lost her, so that pain she is not able to suffer. So that pain she has described in this poem. Moreover, the intensity of her grief is suggestively conveyed by the ellipses in the form of a few dots in this section of the poem. So these ellipses are suggesting what? These ellipses are suggesting the grief. Again, the poem is revealing the passive tone, and that approach, that tone is revealed here in this section of the poem. It was a disenchantment with her loveless marriage, which reminded her of her grandmother's pure and selfless love. It was her disenchantment with her loveless marriage. So again, this word is also revealing about the loveless marriage. Her marriage or married life is not that much comfortable one, which reminded her of her grandmother's pure and selfless love that she has received from her grandmother. Her heart is itself a dark window where the fresh air does not blow. So again, she is having the pain in her heart, so that we find this kind of thing. The image of the house has stuck to her mind. જેમ તમે કોઈ વાત મગજમાં ગોઠવાઈ જાય છે કે જૂની યાદોને ભૂલી નથી શકતા, in the same way that particular memory was stuck in her mind. The poet has also used the similes of a brooding dog show her inability to pay a visit to her grandmother's house. Similes એટલે ઉપમા, એટલે એક પ્રકારનો અલંકાર, એક પ્રકારની અહીંયા તમે જુઓ તો poet has also used the similes of a brooding dog. Brooding dog એટલે ઘવાયેલો કૂતરો, કે કોઈ પણ ઘવાયેલું જીવ છે કે જે જ્યારે ઘવાયેલી અવસ્થામાં કે પેનિક અવસ્થામાં છે, એ એક જગ્યાએથી બીજી જગ્યાએ મૂવ નથી કરી શકતો. ફિઝિકલી ઓલ્સો one is not able to move. In the same way, she is not able to pay a visit to her grandmother's house. So that kind of comparison here is done with dog. She has also used suggestive visual imagery of blind eyes of the windows, કે જે તમે નરી આંખે જોઈ શકતા નથી પણ ઇટ્સ અ વિઝ્યુઅલ ઇમેજરી. ઇમેજરી એટલે સિમ્બોલિઝમ, ઇમેજ. તમારા મનમાં એક ઇમેજ ખડી કરાવે છે. શેની? તો કે જે વ્યક્તિ બ્લાઇન્ડ હોય છે એ પોતાની અંદરની આંખોથી જોઈ શકતી હોય છે. તો શું કીધું છે કે બ્લાઇન્ડ આઈઝ ઓફ ધ વિન્ડોઝ. વિન્ડોઝ છે તો એની કોઈ આંખો હોતી નથી, કે જેવી રીતે અંધ વ્યક્તિ હોય છે એની પણ આંખો હોતી નથી. બટ વન હેઝ ટુ સી વિથ ધ બ્લાઇન્ડ આઈઝ, એટલે વિન્ડોઝને અહીંયા બ્લાઇન્ડ આઈઝ સાથે કમ્પેર કરી છે. ઇન ધ ફ્રોઝન એર. કેવી એર? તો કે ફ્રોઝન. ટુ કન્વે ધ આઈડિયા ઓફ ડેથ એન્ડ ડેસ્પરેશન. અગેન ડેથ નેગેટિવિટી બતાવે છે, ડેસ્પરેશન ઉત્તેજના. તો એ જ રીતે જ્યારે તમે ફ્રોઝન એરની કમ્પેરિઝન શું કરી છે? વિથ ડેથ. સો અગેન ધીઝ આર ધ થિંગ્સ which are here used as the visual imagery. Let us see the poem with the proper understanding. But before that, again here in this paragraph you will see about the poet's sensibility. The poet's feminine sensibility finds. Poet, obviously Kamala Das being a female, she has revealed her female or feminine sensibility, and this it gives, and not only that, its clearest loveless relationships in it. એક કવિતામાં એક વ્યક્તિને ગુમાવવાના ગ્રીફની સાથે એમના ઘરની યાદ કે એમાં ઘરમાં છુપાયેલી જૂની યાદો અને સાથે પોતાની રિલેશનશિપ દેખાડે છે. So the small poem is revealing a big idea કે એની રિલેશનશિપ પણ કેવી છે? લવલેસ. અ નોટ ઓફ પેસિમિઝમ. એક પ્રકારનો દુઃખદ કે પેસિમિસ્ટિક એટલે નિરાશાજનક. પેસિમિસ્ટિક ટોન is used here. A note of pessimism runs throughout the action of the poem. Continuously this negativity we find in the poem. It reveals the poet's painful, unfulfilled desire to visit her grandmother's house, to which she is deeply and emotionally attached. સતત એક શબ્દમાં આપણે જોઈ શકીએ છીએ કે her pain, her unfulfilled desire, and her grandmother's house that she is constantly, deeply, emotionally attached with. The poet is shocked to learn that the house is all in ruin after the death of her grandmother. કારણ કે જ્યારે વ્યક્તિ જતું રહે છે તો પાછળથી ઘર પણ બેઘર બની જાય છે. રાઈટ? માણસ વગરનું ઘર છે એ ખાલીપો દેખાડે છે. That suffering is here revealed. She suffers in silence due to the wear and tear it has undergone in her absence. She suffers in the silence. That silence is again the revelation of her suffering. A death-like silence reigns in her grandmother's house. એક મૃત્યુ પછીનો ખાલીપો કે ખાલીપો છે એ એના ગ્રાન્ડમધરના હાઉસમાં, કે એના હાઉસ માટે અને સાથે સાથે એના દાદીમાને પણ એ ઝંખે છે. સો અગેન the pessimistic tone, her sensibility about her relationship, and many more things are depicted here. Now let us start the poem with the very first stanza. See the first stanza of the poem. There is a house now far away where once I received love. That woman died. The house withdrew into silence. Snakes moved among books. I was then too young. to read, and my blood turned cold like the moon. So, what is there in the stanza particularly? The poem begins with obviously the loss of a person that we find, that there was a house from where she was receiving a lot of love, affection. That particularly woman died. The particular poem, My Grandmother's House, which can be read in full here, shows Kamala Das' intense love and attachment to it. દેખાય છે એના દાદીમા માટેનો પ્રેમ, એની ઝંખના આપણે સમજી શકીએ છીએ. સો દેટ ઇઝ રિવીલિંગ હર ઇન્ટેન્સ એટલે અતિશય. She suffers from an acute sense of alienation after having left this place after her marriage. પોતાના લગ્ન થઈ જાય છે એટલે જગ્યા એના મમ્મી પપ્પાની જે પેરેન્ટલ હાઉસ હોય છે એ છોડી દે છે. એટલે એક તો એને કારણે એના મનમાં શી ઇઝ સફરિંગ ફ્રોમ એન એક્યુટ એટલે અતિશય સેન્સ ઓફ એલિયનેશન, કાઇન્ડ ઓફ ફિલિંગ દેટ યુ હેવ ઇન માઇન્ડ લાઈક યુ આર એન એલિયન in the new family, in the new place, for new people, that she is having after her marriage. તો કે લગ્ન પછી દીકરી માટે પોતાના મા બાપનું ઘર છે એ છોડીને નવી જગ્યાએ સેટલ કરવાનું હોય છે, તો એ સેટલમેન્ટથી એ માનસિક પીડાય છે. સો દેટ સેન્સ ઓફ એલિયનેશન ઇઝ નોટ ગિવિંગ હર પીસ. The poet now lives in a big city after her marriage, a remote place from her grandmother's house. She is reminded of her grandmother's house where she spent her memorable childhood. Obviously, જે કંઈ પણ બાળપણનો સમય છે એ માણસ ભૂલી શકતું નથી, તો એની જે મીઠી યાદો છે એમાં એ ખોવાયેલી હોય છે. Ironically, it is the only place where she received love from her grandmother. The death of the grandmother is even mourned. Mourn એટલે કણસવું, દુઃખ અનુભવવું, by the house to which she was emotionally attached. પછી એને ખબર પડે છે જ્યારે સમાચાર મળે છે કે એના દાદીમાં ગુજરી ગયા છે. So that feeling has given a kind of mourning by the house that she was attached with. A death-like silence reigned in the house after her exit from this world. મેં કીધું ને કે મૃત્યુ પછીનો જે ખાલીપો કે જે શાંતિ એ માણસના ગયા પછી, દુનિયા છોડીને ગયા પછી કે જે એના મનમાં એ અનુભવતી હતી. It seems that the grandmother was the very soul of this house. એના દાદીમાં જાણે કે એના માટે એ ઘરની માટે એ આત્મા સ્વરૂપ હતા, કે આત્મા જ્યારે શરીર છોડીને જતું રહે છે તો એ ખાલીપો માણસ એ ખાલી શરીરને કોઈ પ્રાણ પંખેરું હોતા નથી. એવી જ રીતે એ ઘરના એ સોલ સમાન હતા. Being deserted, the snakes could be seen among books in the library of the house. એ ખંડેર વેરાન હાઉસમાં સાપની અનુભૂતિ કે જે અવાવરી જગ્યાએ પ્રાણીઓની અવર જવર હોય એમ, એટલે અગેઇન અહીંયા એની કમ્પેરિઝન કરી છે. એ ડેડનેસ દેખાડી છે. At that point of time, she was too young to read those books, which looked quite horrible and repulsive like snakes. એ સમયે કદાચ એ પુસ્તકો વાંચવા માટે લાયક ન હતા કારણ કે એ ખૂબ નાના હતા. As well, the books which looked quite horrible and repulsive like snakes. Repulsive એટલે આડા આવડા, જેમ સ્નેક છે પોતાની મૂવમેન્ટ કેવી રીતે કરે છે, in the same way. She was almost frozen with fear at the passing away of her grandmother and seemed cold like the moon. She was almost frozen with fear. ડરને કારણે એ એકદમ માનસિક રીતે સ્તબ્ધ થઈ ગયા હતા. That when she heard about her grandmother has passed away and that has made her that seemed cold like the moon. અગેઇન અહીંયા એક સિમિલીનો ઉપયોગ કર્યો છે. આ પર્ટિક્યુલરલી સ્ટાન્ઝામાં જ ઘણા બધા સિમિલીનો ઉપયોગ થયો છે કે ઘણા બધા વસ્તુઓ કે વ્યક્તિ સાથેની ઉપમાઓ દર્શાવી છે, કમ્પેરિઝન કરી છે. રાઈટ. The very opening lines of the poem capture alive the poet's mood of nostalgia. Nostalgia એટલે એવું કે તમે જૂની યાદોને વાગોળો છો. એવો મૂડ દેખાડેલો છે કે જ્યારે પોએટેસે લખવાનું શરૂ કર્યું ત્યારે એ બિગિનિંગ ઓફ ધી પોમ નોસ્ટાલ્જિયા ઇફેક્ટ આવે છે. શી ઇઝ રિમાઇન્ડેડ ઓફ ધ હેપીએસ્ટ ડે ઓફ હર ચાઇલ્ડહુડ વિચ શી સ્પેન્ટ ઇન ધ કંપની ઓફ હર ગ્રાન્ડમધર. She was deeply attached to her grandmother, who was very caring and affectionate to her. Affectionate એટલે લાગણીશીલ. She was emotionally destabilized after the death of her grandmother and felt almost heartbroken. ખૂબ ભાંગી જાય છે, ખૂબ માનસિક રીતે ભાંગી જાય છે. The intensity of her grief એટલે શોક, is suggestively conveyed by the ellipse in the form of a few dots in this section of the poem. It was a disenchantment with her loveless marriage, which reminded her of her grandmother's pure and selfless love. Already we discussed everything that we find in the beginning of the lines about her loveless marriage, about her grandmother's pure and selfless love, and the nostalgia that she revealed, a kind of mood she revealed of nostalgia. Let us see the second stanza. How often I think of going there to peer through blind eyes of windows, or just like to the frozen air, or in the wild despair, pick an armful of darkness to bring it here to lie. Behind my bedroom door, like a brooding dog, you cannot believe. So, up till brooding dog. In the above lines of the poem, My Grandmother's House, the poet defines her relationship with her grandmother in a very moving manner. So that relationship is revealed, like she was so attached. Kamala Das is reminded of the happiest days of her childhood, which spent with her grandmother. The poet was deeply attached to her grandmother, who was very caring and affectionate to her. She was emotionally shattered after the death of her grandmother, who had been the chief source of inspiration in her life. So that much important her grandmother was there in her life. She was the source of inspiration. The poet often longs to visit her grandmother's house, to which she was emotionally attached since her childhood. It has been a place of security and protection, which is sadly missing in her new house in the city. She would like to peep through the dust-ridden or colored panes of windows which were shut after the death of the grandmother. She would like to listen and feel the still atmosphere prevailing in the house. It is this longing to revisit her grandmother's house that adds to her sense of frustration and hopelessness. The darkness of her grandmother's house can have no terrifying impact on her. She would like to gather some darkness, some memories of the grandmother's house, and bring them to her present city residence. The very memories of her grandmother's house will have a soothing impact on her loveless and hope in her married life. So this whole paragraph is revealing what? It is revealing about her emotional attachment with her grandmother. Number 2, she was sadly missing in her new house. Particularly, she was not able to set herself. Number 3, her grandmother's house was like dust-ridden, and the colored panes of windows which were shut after the death of her grandmother. Number 4, It is her longing, constant longing, that is revealed here, that she was not able to visit her grandmother's place. And then she was gathering what? She wanted to gather that golden memories that she is missing in the present city residence. The very memories of her grandmother's house, which was giving, or that particularly thoughts were giving soothing impact on her loveless, hopeless relationship of married life. The poetess is in a mood of reminiscence and recreates the plight of the grandmother's house after her departure from the scene of life. She gives us the very feel of the house in its state of neglect and desertion. The poet has used the similes of a brooding dog to show her inability to pay a visit to her grandmother's house. She has employed suggestive visual imagery of blind eyes of the windows and the frozen air to convey the idea of death and despair. Despair એટલે હતાશા. A kind of pessimism is used here. Now let us see the third stanza. You cannot believe, darling, can you, that I lived in such a house and was proud and loved? I, who have lost my way and beg now at strangers' doors to receive love, at least in small change. So, what this last stanza is revealing? In these lines of the poem, the poet says how her frustration and disenchantment in the marital life forced her to go in for extramarital relationships. We get this through few words. We are able to understand this, that she is not happy in her married life. So, due to her disenchantment and her frustration that lead her to go for extramarital relationships, the poet often longs to visit her grandmother's house, to which she was emotionally attached during her childhood. Unlike her miserable city life with her husband, it had been a place of security and genuine love for her. So, that genuineness she was not having with her husband at a new place. She was feeling insecurity, and due to that insecurity, her life has become miserable in the city with her husband. Here, the poet informs her dear husband that he cannot never believe the intensity of love that she received from her grandmother. He can never realize that she was extremely proud of her grandmother's house where she was deeply loved by her. It is her separation from her grandmother's house after marriage that she has ruined her life forever. It is loveless and hopeless married life that she has crippled her sense of pride and love which she used to have in her grandmother's house. કે જે પ્રેમ અને આત્મીયતા માટે એ ઝંખતી હતી, એ પ્રેમ અને આત્મીયતા એને ક્યારેય એના હસબન્ડ પાસેથી ન મળ્યા. એટલે અહીંયા લવલેસ અને હોપલેસ મેરિડ લાઈફ કીધું છે. એન્ડ દેટ ક્રિપલ્ડ હર સેન્સ ઓફ પ્રાઇડ, એટલે સતત એના મનમાં એ ગૂંચવાયેલું રહેતું હતું, રાઈટ? She has become a beggar for the love who knocks helplessly at strangers' doors to receive, at least in a small measure, કે નાની અમથી એવી ખુશી પણ માટે એ ઝંખતી. એટલે એવા અજનબીઓ સાથે એ રિલેશનશિપમાં આવવા તૈયાર થઈ જતી. એટલી હેલ્પલેસ દેખાડેલી છે એને. She has almost lost her way in search of genuine and selfish love. શું કામ? તો કે એને એને બિલકુલ એના જીવનમાં પ્રેમ કે એ ખાલીપો એને કઈ બાબતે દોરતા હતા. That particularly emptiness. As a result, she was always longing and helplessly demanding a love at strangers and in search of genuine and selfless love. She was in search of. Kamala Das exposes what? Through this poem, Kamala Das exposes the futility of loveless and hopeless marital relationships in these 5 concluding lines of the poem. Obviously, we came to know from the poem that futility of loveless and hopeless marital relationships that ultimately came to an end, but this grief, this emptiness, this vacuumness we found through these few lines, through the ending of the poem, it shows the agony and humiliation of a married woman who is forced to seek extramarital relationships to seek love for her emotional satisfaction. It shows the agony. It shows the humiliation that woman gets from the married life, and she is forced to seek extramarital relationships to seek means to find love for her emotional satisfaction. It is the mood of nostalgia that dominates the closing phase of the poem. In the last phase of the poem, we get that mood of nostalgia, and that dominates what? That dominates the closing phase of the poem. So the constant grief, pain, and nostalgia effect we get from the poem. The poet is reminded of her grandmother's house where she received love, safety in her childhood. That safety she is now not getting. That love she is now not having. She has lost her identity and her whole freedom in her loveless marriage. So that identity crisis we find in the poem, that loveless relationship we find in the poem, and that freedom she has lost after her marriage. So that is all about the poem, girls. I think you should listen to the video carefully to understand the 3 stanzas which are explained here by Kamala Das. So, in the next lecture or the session, we'll be discussing about the question answers related to the poem. Thank you very much and have a nice day.